After a long wait, we're finally back. Oh my God, it's so exciting. School is done, internship is rolling, and welcome to another episode of 94 by 50 podcast brought to you by yours truly, Ilya Kurbanov. Today we have a guest not related to basketball, not a coach, not a basketball player. Maybe played basketball pickup in high school, somewhere at Champlain College, but his name is Tommy Roadley-Trohatos. He is a football player, formerly played for Champlain College St. Lambert Cavaliers. Shout out to all the alumni out there. Uh, Now a graduating student from University of Sherbrooke, Vert, and now he is down south in Ohio and training to become a pro. The next step to get drafted or get a contract with the NFL or CFL. But nonetheless, once Tommy joins me, he'll be able to tell you everything, the insights of what it was like, what's the training process like is right now for him down in Ohio, as well as how and what feedback he has heard so far from scouts, from coaches that he had the opportunity to train with, and at the same time, talk about his experience overall playing for Sherbrooke and not having a season. And shortly, he'll join us. He told me that there will be some delay in connection, but he should be all good to go. But yeah, it's been a long time since I hosted an episode of a podcast, but it is amazing. It feels great to be back. School got obviously the best of me, and I think to all the student athletes out there, it probably gets the best of all of us. I think it does require a lot of attention, especially in your last year when I think courses get a little bit um, yeah, it's courses get a little bit higher. There's a little bit more attention, and you know, when you try to do the most you can with school and then balance work and practices, it gets all in the way, and it is harder to focus, and it is harder to get things done, and it is harder to get to the podcast because I have to prioritize education first, obviously, since I'm still in school, but not for too long. And not for too long. I have 2 more weeks left of internship, which I'm doing with a Sick Podcast. Shout out to the Sick Podcast for the opportunity. Extremely grateful. I'm able to write a few stories for them so far, and I continue to work in the meantime. And there's Tommy. Finally, here we are.
How
How
you
you
doing,
doing, my
man?
man?
I'm doing great.
I'm doing
How
great. I'm
about you?
doing. Oh, there
Good.
you, we're talking at the same time. My bad. But here we are. This is it. First and foremost, obviously, just want to say thank you for taking your time. I know you're going through some busy process right now of getting to that next step, which is getting to that pro level. What has been like so far? How do you enjoy it? How do you enjoy the process?
Man, it's amazing. Like even though COVID like hit us, pretty hard in the past year, uh it's like it's a different process, man. It's a different grind. So I'm just trying to enjoy every moment, and as we know, like COVID could take it away whenever it wants. So, just enjoy the training, enjoy the process. So
Yeah, I remember seeing you play at Champlain when we were both still there. It was fun times, sitting there on the sidelines and just cheering on, or even working the game, whatever I was doing. But talk to me about like a little bit. What was it like for you, like the whole process of getting to this point, from the youth and now finally trying to get that contract.
well, like pretty much every kid that starts playing, whatever sport, we try to have fun with it and started at 10 years old. I've been playing for now like 13 years. And growing up, I kind of understood that I wanted to do this with my life. And once I got to Champlain, or even before Champlain, I was in the mindset that I got to keep on grinding and try to get to the pro level. So going through CJEP, obviously went to Division 3. So a lot of people didn't value me as much as a Division 1 player. Luckily, I had a couple of coaches that did, and I was able to go to Sherbrooke. Once I got up to Sherbrooke, I did my thing, started my first year, and the rest is just playing football, man, and keep on grinding and just trying to get to that next level, which is pro.
Last year, like you said, COVID can take everything away from us. And when you and the rest of the team heard the announcement of, you know, this is it, it's happening, season is being canceled. What
Hmm.
was it like for you to hear that, and what was the atmosphere within the team and your teammates?
Well, obviously, like we kind of saw it coming. Every other sport was getting canceled. Every other province was getting canceled, so we kind of expected it. The RSEQ, I believe, kept us a bit, you know, without any information and trying to give us updates. Really, just threw it out there. We took it hard, obviously, because we want to play football. We've been working out all year for that. We worked out even during the summer outside in the rain. We got equipment out and all. So, we were hoping to get an opportunity to play some teams. Obviously, we couldn't, and I think it was for the best because obviously, it's a dangerous disease right now. So, we took it a bit hard, but after that, we had to move on. So, like, my process was I already had my plans. I knew it was my draft year. I knew it's an important season. So if I was playing my season, obviously is try to perform at the highest level possible. And if I didn't, well, start preparing for either combine, pro days, or whatever was happening. So my mindset was already fixed after like a week of kind of grieving on the season and hoping for something.
Okay. And then eventually you got invited to the Tropical Bowl down Florida. What was it like playing amongst other prospects? Tropical Bowl is a big deal and it is invite only. You get the invitation. What was it like playing there and receiving the feedback from scouts and coaches out there?
It was an amazing experience, to be honest. Playing against Division 1 FBS teams, FCS teams, Division 2. There's NAIA, other things like that. So, we're competing against the best. Like my first rep was against the Boston College linebacker. So never in my life would I have expected to do that as as I was playing up in Quebec. Um, it was just awesome seeing I'm able to compete with these guys and prove that I deserve to be on the field with them. It's a big deal for me. It just shuts the doubters out and just allows me to keep on grinding for like the next to try to go pro. So the next steps. The coaches were amazing. There's about 24 25 NFL scouts, only a couple of CFL scouts because they couldn't like really travel due to COVID. But NFL in general, it's kind of intimidating at first. Then you get used to it, and I hadn't played football in almost a year, so um, the weather in Florida is different from in Quebec in mid-January. So you're hitting like some 30 degrees. You're running nonstop. You can't stop. You can't slow down because scouts see that. So as soon as you get tired, you got to hit that second gear. I like it to focus and think. Think of the Mamba mentality. Guys like Kobe that push through those types of things when.
Yeah, and that's a good way to bring that up. Mom, Kobe would have definitely just pushed through anything. Rest in
Hmm.
peace. Um,
Yep.
and you as soon as you came back from Tropical Bowl, you know, you heard the feedback. Scouts told you that there's potential of getting to that professional level, whether it's CFL and NFL. But then the big problem becomes finances.
Hmm.
And most people know exactly what you did. I know what you did, but talk to us about the support you received through that GoFundMe that you started. What was it
Yeah.
like seeing, a lot of people come together and support your dream?
Like people like you and other friends, family members supporting me. Like I didn't expect that much of financial support. I expected a lot of people texting me and all, and that is, it means the world to me because it's like you just showing me that people do believe in me, and I gotta show them that they're right to believe in me. The finances, I was thinking I took a line of credit in case I couldn't go there because I was looking around the states to find a place where to train. AIA was the first place that contacted me while I was at the Tropical Bowl, so they kind of gave me that idea. Then I was looking around, and most places were really really expensive. Like something like 12,000 Canadian, 10,000, 7,000. AIA has a really complete kind of program where it's a faith based. Then you got the leadership and mentorship program, and then they have amazing coaches. And when I came here, the people are amazing, to be honest. But the support I got was incredible. I was able to raise all my expenses were paid. I didn't need to take anything out of my pocket, and I'm super appreciative. Like I couldn't say I couldn't repeat it as I wouldn't stop thanking the people. I had over 100 donations. So it was incredible, and it just gives me more motivation, more fire to keep on working and keep on proving people that you believe in me, man. I'll show you what I could do.
Absolutely. And that's the right mentality to go into it, especially, like you said, you have a lot of people believing in you. Your family obviously is right there with you ever since Champlain. Every game, not, I don't think anyone missed one game
Hmm.
since I've been going to those. But now you went down south. What was it like? I know pro day takes one day. You show up, you do all the metrics that they ask you, like the benches, the 40-yard dash, the testing, and all that stuff. But talk to me about the process that goes before you hit that pro day.
Hmm. So I came in not knowing really, I didn't know the schedule, what was planned out. I was actually I'm the first guy that has trained for a pro day slash combine type of training. They never had anybody previously. They decided to start the program due to COVID to help out guys like me, guys that don't have opportunities to have a pro day at their school or any other type of thing. They even had free agents come in that their pro days from last year were canceled. So I was kind of like a test dummy. They tried. I say test dummy. My strength and conditioning coach has 21 years in the NFL of experience with like guys like Randy Moss, Chris Carter, Ray Lewis, Haloti Nada, like a bunch of guys. So yeah,
Hall
I'm
of
a test.
Famers, Hall of
Yeah, yeah.
Famers.
So I'm not like a test dummy. He knew what to do, but it was the first time the whole team came together and trained one guy. So I came in the mornings at 8 a.m. or 8:30. I'd come in with Sky Simmons. Sky is my track coach. He would work really speed technique, the shuttle. We would work the L drill too, but we focused on the 40 because we all know that's the moneymaker. That's what everybody freaks out about. L drill shuttle's cool and it does show you athletic ability, but it's nothing like the 40-yard dash. How it's the main event of the combine every year. So I was trying to really get better at that. I came in at a 4.83, so which is pretty slow. Like, I won't get drafted. I won't get any looks at that speed, especially at my size. So that was our thing. Sky Simmons, amazing coach, very detailed. I really think he has a great future coming up. Like he's pretty young, and he hasn't been doing this for a long time. But he coaches his girlfriend, he coaches himself. Like amazing athletes. He has Olympians that he coaches too. So he took care of really the speed aspect. And then I had a break in between. Sometimes we had Bible study. Sometimes we had the mentorship leadership program. And we went into at 2 p.m. with Coach Friday, who's the coach that has 21 years of NFL experience. He would do more of the lift. So we would have like a 45-minute warm up, make sure my body's right, I'm feeling right. And then we go into either a lower body or upper body lift. So the lower body would focus on explosion, really focus on all those drills, how it's going to translate to the 40 or to the L drill, the shuttle, my vert and broad. And then we went on to, for the upper body one, endurance. So we do like a lot of 20 reps with 4 seconds eccentric, sorry, because the bench press is that, it's 25 rep. You got to get 225 as many times as possible. So he was focusing on endurance, muscle endurance on that part. And it was that 4 times a week. Then I had 2 times a week with David Fulcher, who's a 3-time Pro Bowler with the Bengals in the 80s. I just had a session today with him. He got my footing right for the drills. If I get invited to camp, I'll be ready. When it comes to the techniques and all, he taught me more about the game, also the more the American game, because obviously if I have a shot at the NFL, I have to understand the playbooks. And then we had therapists. I take care of my body in between, and yeah, so that's really the workout program that was surrounding me. So it was pretty grueling. After the pro day, I could tell you that I felt like I got hit by 18 wheeler. Like all the pressure, everything was hurting. I just 2 3 days of just relaxing and not doing much after that pro day.
Yeah, because I assume pro day you just give it your all. There's no other way
Yeah,
around it. That's for sure.
exactly.
And just to clarify for those who don't really know what pro day is, the combines for both CFL and the NFL were canceled, so they offered an opportunity to all the Division 1 schools and other athletes, prospects, to have an opportunity to participate in a pro day, in which they measure all the metrics that they need for the game. Like we said, 40-yard dash, the L drill, the vertical, the broad jumps, and notes are taken. Scouts, travel to different cities to observe athletes from different schools and different regions to eventually have a shot to either play in the Canadian Football League or the National Football Leagues as well. Now, when you hit the pro day, what was it like for you to be there? And what, how do you think personally that you did? And what's the feedback that you received from either scouts, coaches, trainers?
It was an awesome experience. To be honest, it was fast paced. The this because we had all 22. All 22 is an organization that officializes our tests. So they make it official. Like it's not my staff doing it where they could cheat the times and do it differently. So they're mostly are ex scouts from NFL and CFL teams. They come in and they roll. They don't stop you. So we would go in and it'd be like vertical. You go downstairs, you go do broad jump, then you go to bench press, and then we went outside to do more of the field work where there's the 40, the shuttle, and the L drill. So it was like intense. I was kind of nervous at the beginning, to be honest. I started off I was first in every drill in my group, so kind of nerve wracking. Um, so the like broad, vert, and bench, I didn't perform like I wanted to. Um, but it is what it is. I don't think I did horribly, but I think I could have done better. I think the nerves got to me. And then when we went outside, I kind of relaxed, try to calm down. I was at first at the 40, and the 40 is kind of my dreaded thing there, where I'm like, okay, this again, I have to run it, and hopefully I have to run fast. So, first run was okay. Second run was my personal best. Um, I'm not going to tell the times right now because I have a post coming up, so I'll leave a little thrill there. But I was really happy about my time. Obviously a personal best. It was also laser. It's not hand time where a lot of guys there's so much margin of error. The laser was officialized. I got my time and I was happy about it. Shuttle and L drill went well. And then we got DB drills. What kind of was bad about the day is so the whole month here, it was pretty nice. Like some 10, 15. And even the week prior to the pro day, it was like 20 degrees. And we get the 2 days. So there's a free agent and then the draft eligible guys. On the draft eligible day, it was -2. It was super windy, and it started snowing at some point, like just a bit of snow. So we were running in really terrible conditions. So having the time I did with those type of conditions, I'm happy about it because like guys doing pro days back home, back in Canada, they choose their days. They could make it through, they could do basically on Monday, they do their bench. On Wednesday, they do the broad vert. On Tuesday, they do their 40. And, they could space it out. So it helps them out recover. They're not stressed. So obviously, I felt like that more of a pressure, which I'm happy about because it's like what I would have been doing if I went to the combine, if I was invited. I wasn't, but just having the pressure is like showing that look, I could perform under pressure, and at the end of the day, I'm happy about my test, man.
It's definitely great, when you could perform under pressure because it could either crush you or make your entire thing go be
Hmm.
like through the roof, right? And
Hmm.
as a basketball player, I've seen, I got the nerves before too. So it's one of those things that you just can't avoid, especially when you're just there and you're trying to do your best. But now with that being said, like what is attainable, like the big picture, what is really attainable? Like because
Okay.
I wouldn't know, I'm not a football guy. I know the game from the sidelines, I know the rules, the scores, and all that stuff, but you as a football player, you see it from the inside and around you.
Well, like I'm a dreamer. Obviously, I don't settle for anything. So, I think the NFL is attainable. Obviously, I'm not going to be a draft pick.
Mhm.
That's just being realistic. Like I'm a Canadian, undersized. My times aren't all the NFL times that are happening at pro days. But I do believe I could come in as an undrafted free agent and have an impact, make the practice squad, and eventually make the 53 man roster. That's what I personally think. With special teams, playing strong safety, free safety, nickel, and even like playing receiver if they need me at receiver. I'm open to like everything. So I just want to play ball, obviously. So the NFL is there, and then the CFL. CFL is a dream too. It's professional football, and I've had contacts with some teams. My agent has been talking to certain teams in the CFL. I'm pretty confident about the draft coming up. Um, Again, I won't be probably a first rounder, but who knows, type of thing. I think I performed well. The CFL Combine invitees from this year, their numbers came out from their pro days, and I'm very comparable to a lot of guys at my position. So I'm happy about that. Obviously, I was overlooked again, probably because of my size and where I'm from and where I play at. So I just want to keep on, showing that like I believe I belong in that league and I belong with the top guys that are there too. So both leagues are very attainable. It's opportunities. I always say if an opportunity presents itself to you, you got to take advantage of it. So if there's one in the NFL, try to take advantage of that. And if there's one in the CFL, do the same thing, man. It's professional football. And it's the dream.
Absolutely. And what about I heard that before, and on the video, I think that was made by Sherbrooke University, and it's like getting to know your players. You wanted to be a barber outside of football. That's what I'm hearing. Can I get
Yeah,
a haircut?
yeah. I
The
got you
hair is
whenever we
looking
see each
rough. I
other.
don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, well, I kind of took that. I started that like 2 years ago. Just a barber was cutting my hair. He was looking to open up his shop, and he trained me throughout the summer. So I brought my clippers here to always give myself a fresh cut. I didn't do anything for today. But yeah, it's something that I like. I enjoy. It's probably for post football or even during the off season type of thing where I could take up a couple of hours at a barber shop or whatever. But right now I just do it on the side. Most of the guys on the team come and see me. My little brother's friends, family, whatever. So whoever wants a cut, I just ask him, "What do you want?" and get it done. So it's something that's different from football because it's not that stress factor.
Absolutely, yeah. But it's funny. You have that whole clientele already, like your family,
Hmm.
friends, families,
Yeah,
friends, friends.
yeah, yeah.
But you know, once again, I just want to say thank you for chiming in, taking your
Hmm.
time. I know you're busy every single day, workouts. I wish you nothing but the best. Chase your dreams. As they say, I think shoot for the stars. Maybe you land on the moon,
Yeah,
something like that, right?
exactly,
Exactly.
exactly.
So shoot for the stars. You'll get there. I've seen you play. I've seen you work. You're one of the hardest working guys out there. So keep chasing
Appreciate
your
that.
dream, and I'm happy that you're doing well out there. So thank you, and
All right, thanks for
I'll
having me,
definitely see
bro.
you. Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Hmm.
When someone of you know from Canada has a story to tell, and if I can give a platform, whatever, to share your personal story, I'm more than happy to do so.
Hmm.
But thank you once again. I appreciate your time, and we'll definitely talk soon. And
Yeah.
you know, We'll keep in touch.
Thanks, man. Have a
All
good
right.
one.
Yeah, you too.
Bye.
Bye. And there you hear it from Tommy himself. You know, he said it best. He's going to keep working, keep supporting him. Go follow him on Instagram. Um, I don't remember his handle exactly, but that would be the thing. It's Tanasis underscore RT2. Go follow him on Instagram, show him some love. He's an amazing athlete, amazing person. So, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Keenan Archer, shout out for tuning in and watching this podcast. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and I'm glad you have fun watching this podcast. There's more to come every Friday from now on. No slacking, promise. School is done. We should be all good to go with the next episodes. For guests, it will be always posted on the Facebook 94 by 50 podcast page. So make sure to click that follow button. If not, you can also find this podcast on Instagram, also 94 by 50 podcast. And for those who missed this episode and won't have a chance to watch it on Facebook or don't have Facebook for a variety of reasons, you guys can find this podcast tomorrow on the 94 by 50 YouTube page. Thank you very much for once again to tuning in to watch this podcast and listen to Tommy's story and myself, Ilya Kurbanov. So long. Thank you very much. Remember to always keep it simple. Have a wonderful day.